And that fight, I mean, PartinG's micro is insane, but once the roaches get on top of your sentries, they just pop like balloons.
PartinG, he knows, or rather Dark, he knows what PartinG is known for, which is his incredible control, his force fields especially, these immortal timing pushes, the +1, +2 blink timing pushes. PartinG loves to do it, and Dark is just like, no, I know exactly how to counter this.
All right, Dark needs one more win. That's all he needs. PartinG looking like he might be in a bad condition today. Earlier he seemed fine, but once he stepped into the booth, he looked really tired. He's making, you know, not a few. I don't really think he's making very many mistakes. This is Dark has read him so well here. He's his former teammate. Let's go into what could be our last game in this CVP series.
Up in the top left on King Sejong Station, the red Zerg, he's up 2-0. It is Dark.
Dark. It's Dark music track playing along with him. His opponent and former teammate to the bottom right in blue, it's PartinG. For Yoey. Does place another pylon on the low ground. May consider doing another cannon rush opening. This Sejong we're talking about here. Two-player map. Very close by ground to walk over there. Float over there, hover over there, however you want to describe the probe's movement.
And this time Dark has not sent out a scout just yet. And it doesn't look like he's planning on it either.
This is all up to PartinG. How does he decide to play this one? Back at home for Dark. Hasn't rallied a drone to the gas like we saw in the first game, so he's not going to be doing anything crazy like that. And here comes that Forge. Go ahead and place that and send that probe across with no drone scout. This could cost him big, but he does go for a pool first blind.
Yeah. Without the scout, I mean, if you're going to put down that hatch, it's pretty greedy. So I love the fact that he puts down the pool here. He just knows PartinG so well, man. He's like, I know what you're doing. I know you're going to do it again. It's another two-player map.
With
and he goes for it.
With two wins like that, too, I feel like you know your opponent is kind of frustrated. And when you can't win in these games where you're playing your style that you're so good at, your opponent seems to have you read. You feel frustrated, and I feel like that almost makes you want to cannon rush more on a two-player map like this. It's like a big bait. PartinG is like, you've already read me here. Now, it will force drones to be pulled here for a second, perhaps, depending on how he decides to commit to this. Sees the pool timing. He's going to send that back down. He's actually sending a second probe. Oh, he changes his mind. He might just cancel the pylon.
Yeah, you could definitely. I mean,
well,
I guess not. I mean, Dark, you were saying before, maybe he wants to send down some drones. And if the Protoss is going to commit to 3 cannons and a pylon, you got to get your Zerglings down there as soon as possible to get on that pylon. But already, it's in a pretty good position there behind the cannons.
It's too late for drones to come down here, and this is actually going to force a cancel on this hatch, absolutely. Very well done. 2 drones coming down, and he should be able to take that third base now over the other side. But a very annoying position now. And the Zergling counterattack should be easily defended. He's just going to hold this pylon up here for the tight wall until the cannon's ready. And oops! Oh! That drone at 8 hit points, so the probe wouldn't have been able to kill it, even had he tried to. And there's that wall I was talking about. As soon as the Lings leave, we can just cancel that. Very annoying position here for Dark.
Yeah, quite frustrating. Should be able to clean it up now. PartinG, I think, is just going to send that home. But again, he had to commit to losing all these Lings.
Yeah.
Just for 1 cannon.
And notice how that happened. PartinG actually, he targeted the cannon on the Lings because the Queen actually took priority first as the cannon targeted her, since he actually came into the cannon's range first. And that's what Dark wanted to have happen, because if the cannon didn't get retargeted, it wouldn't have killed the Queen or any of the Lings. So a good reaction there by PartinG to target that down to make sure that all those Lings had to be used that way.
Mm-hmm. Good scout there on the third, actually, by the probe as well. Just wants to see the timing of that. Just make sure that he went for it, because we do see Zergs do sometimes go for pretty aggressive roach timings on this map. You know, break down the back rocks. go undetected or just go for the opponent's back rocks and try to attack him where he doesn't have a wall, stuff like this. But Dark doesn't seem to be doing that.
No. Well, this probe almost made it all the way home. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did that probe. Somebody that Dark is really actually putting wanted posters out for at this point for how much damage that probe was able to do with those cannons earlier. You know, I like PartinG's commitment to that because he's like, oh, you actually think you've just won this defense just by the fact that you've built a spawning pool? I don't think so. You have to take this really seriously. Not canceling that pylon. You can pull your drones. That was pretty cool. That's a lot of confidence it takes to actually do something like that, especially when you're down 0-2 in a series
That's
like
the kind of guy PartinG is, man. He just he will stay level-headed. He will stay confident even in this position.
If you mess that up, you lose the game. Like, this is a very stressful moment. Okay, +1 is nearing completion, and the probe... Okay, I thought he sneaked one out, but he did not. There's no pylon on the map.
Not yet, but the probe is coming out. And he did scout the fact that the Chrono Boost was coming down on the Cybernetics score, so he knows that PartinG is trying to get that warp gate research out here as soon as possible. We do see 2 gates here on the high ground as well.
Yep. Roach Warren is on the way, and a Robo to come and follow this up. This is tense. I think Dark's already figured out what he's up against, though. 16 Lings on the way. Without speed, though, this is going to be so difficult. Off creep, a Stalker has the same speed as a Ling, and it has range. So you can imagine how terribly that starts to go after a while if your Lings have to start microing off creep.
Oh, man, this is so smart here by Dark, because Dark knows that PartinG saw that he got the scout on the Chrono Boost, so he may be just faking pressure here. So he puts down that third base, but Dark is like, no, I'm going to keep a Ling in the back here just to make sure and see just how all in or how aggressive this push is. And he sees the third base.
Yeah, an incredible control here, by the way, during all of this by Dark, while he scouts his third base, to actually catch and snipe a Stalker here. And PartinG decides, of course, not to warp in anything. With that many Lings out, he knows speed's going to finish soon. Just these 4 Stalkers moving forward. He doesn't want any more units than that. Force these Lings to be made, trying to force more Lings just in case this is a big push by PartinG. And then as soon as he gets surrounded when speed finishes, he just recalls out. So the worker count is actually dead even at 47 to 47 because of all the units he's forced. However, with that scout you were talking about, let's see if Dark can actually do some decent pressure with these units at the third base.
Yep, he's already got a ton of roaches coming out here. He's following up with only Lings. He's stopped at 47 drones. He is going to cancel that third base. Or at least that's his intention here.
Right, that's where he's going towards, right? And now these Lings come over here. Good position. Only a few sentries, though. A 4th one does warp in. He waits the last second.
Does he even actually go for the third base? Because PartinG's got a ton of units over there. He could just go for the wall here.
And that's what he's going to do, starting to target down that cannon. That cannon falls one of the last line of defenses here on this wall. PartinG does have +1, which is helping him out a little bit. These sentries doing a little bit of extra damage and some good force fields there. Picking off a lot of Lings. But I think this might just be too much. He moves forward here. Those additional pylons are finishing up, and we've got that Immortal about to pop out, but just way too much damage being done here already. Dark in a massive lead in supply, and he's going to take out the last of these sentries. He does make the right choice to attack the natural here, and poor PartinG, man. Looks like he might fall out of this tournament 0-3. His Immortal gets surrounded by Lings as well. Never the right thing to have happen.
Trying to Chrono Boost out some units here and do something, but he's already taken so much damage.
His third base isn't mining. He can barely afford units. Dark has so much money, actually.
Oh, man. Yeah, and the follow-up here with the Lings, just keeping these probes out of the main base here as well. Able to kill that Immortal here, and only being able to reinforce with Zealots because the Cybernetics core is down is not what you want at this point.
No, well, the +1 armor doesn't even finish on the Forge, which goes down. Worker count for PartinG down to 34. About to have another Immortal pop out, but it's going to get surrounded by Lings immediately. And Lings just decided to go and kill probes in the main instead. This game is basically already won. PartinG looks like he's about to type out here. You can see it on his face. The frustration of losing to a former teammate here. He's down to 38 supply. I don't think even a PartinG timing attack could save him here. There's no timing. There's no timing to be hit.
Yeah, there's even a follow-up of a Spire in the back, but I think he may just even kill him now. Or just go into the main base and kill all these drones. Because the Nexus Cannon was used at the natural here, and those probes are in a bad spot right now.
Probes doing the drone drill, but it just doesn't matter. Even with Zealots here to help defend that counterattack, or rather the Muta switch that we're going to see in just a second is going to seal the deal if PartinG doesn't type GG first. That's the only timing left to hit in this game, the GG timing. 45 supply
PartinG
now.
tongue-in-cheek. He is so frustrated by this. It's so annoying when you have speedlings in your main and you've only got zealots. They just run around and they're just too slow.
Nexus Cannon only shoots one more time before it runs out here, and 8 Mutalisks are on the way with not a single anti-air unit because guess what? He lost his Cyber Core earlier. It's only just now being remade. It's not even ready yet.
Yeah.
That's why he has pure Zealots here.
No energy even for another Nexus Cannon. Here come the Mutas. Already 7 are made.
And that is going to be lights out here for the fan favorite.
Once you see those Mutas, he's just going to be like, oh, man.
GG.
Dark, man. I'm
Clean
telling you,
sweep.
3-0. Taking out PartinG. He just read him like a book. This guy is playing so well right now.
Really looking forward to the future of this player. PartinG, on the other hand, is going to have to reconsider his future as it won't be in the SSL. At least not for this season.
Yeah, got to feel bad for PartinG. Just looked a little bit outclassed there. Dark just was too solid against the aggression that PartinG always brings. He read his style really well, was able to hold off all the weird, aggressive timings that he goes for. And even when PartinG tried to fake an aggressive timing, he actually even just scouted that third base and just read him really well.
Yeah, I feel like the strat that we saw. Well, hold that thought. Let's do this interview first.
3대 0으로 박명우 선수가 깔끔하게 승리를 거두셨습니다. 축하드립니다, 박명우 선수.
네, 감사합니다.
원희삭 선수를 상대로 승리
Congratulations.
꽤나 높아요. 소감이 어떠세요?
네, 이삭이 형이
You have a really good win record against PartinG.
3대 0을 준 것 같아서 좀
Says he thinks PartinG just gave him a Christmas present
네,
in the form of a 3-0 victory here.
한때 한솥밥을 먹으면서 서로의 장단점을 훤히 꿰뚫고 있다고 들었어요.
네.
역시 오늘 승리의 원동력도
You guys are on the same team, so you should know each other's strengths and weaknesses.
이삭이 형이 해외 대회를 되게 많이 하셨더라고요. 그래서 VOD 하나하나 다 찾아봤는데 올인밖에 안
PartinG
했어요.
participated in a lot of foreign tournaments,
올인만 막으면 이기겠다 하고 그런
and Dark was able to watch a lot of VODs of those tournaments as well. And PartinG did a lot of all-ins, so Dark prepared for his all-ins.
꿰뚫고 있다는 느낌을 많이 받았어요. 원희삭 선수의 어떤 점을 집중적으로 공략하셨나요?
딱 움직임을 보니까요. VOD 본 것처럼 똑같이 하더라고요. 그냥. 다른
So
거
when he
하나도
saw
없이
PartinG's
똑같이
movements,
하는데
he
저는 그냥
knew how
와서
PartinG was moving. It was the same as his VODs.
와서 박아주시더라고요. 그래서 이겼던 것 같아요.
So he just made units, made roaches, and defended.
스타트에서는 저그가 다른 종족에 비해 약하다는 평가가 지배적이에요.
네.
근데 오늘 박명우 선수가 또 한 명의 저그.
A lot of people are saying Zergs are weak right now.
저그를 사용하는 유저로서 이번 대회 어디까지 보고
So as a
있을까요?
Zerg user,
저는 당연히
what's your goal for this tournament?
저가 지금 되게 힘들잖아요. 힘든데
So actually,
제가
Zergs are having a hard time right now.
보여드리는 것처럼 따라만 하시면 이기실 수 있을 것 같아요.
지금 환호성 부르셨죠?
So if we
박명우
actually,
선수를 응원하는 많은 팬들에게
so people actually, if Zerg players actually follow like my style and how the Zergs are winning here, then they can actually win in the future. I prepared a lot for this match,
네, 여러분 박명우 선수에게 다시 한번 큰 박수
And
부탁드립니다.
so he's looking forward, of course, to going to the further rounds, moving on
잠시 후
as far as he
프라임의
can go
에이스
in the future.
김명식 선수.
And I think he's got a big, bright future ahead of him in this arena, in this Spo TV Starleague, as well as in Pro League, man.
Yeah, I definitely do. He had a lot of confidence in that interview. He's looking pretty good now.